Yeah, screen glowing in the dark. Just another night, just another spark. Cursor blinking, keeping the time. Trying to find a rhythm, trying to find a rhyme. White space staring right back at me. Endless possibilities, an empty sea. I drag and drop the pieces of my mind, searching for the colors that I left behind. Coffee getting cold in the favorite mug. Swept the heavy feelings right under the rug. Pixel by pixel, I'm building up the walls, waiting for the moment when the inspiration falls. A line to the center, a line to the soul, trying to take the fragments and make them whole. Every single click is a heartbeat skip, navigating through the script that I just flipped. Blank canvas blues, painting the gray, holding on to the night, pushing back the day. Blank canvas blues, rendering the pain, dancing in the static, standing in the rain. Zooming in 400%, wondering where all the hours went. Adjusting the contrast, lowering the light, trying to make the heavy shadows feel alright. Vector lines crossing through my memory. Is this the masterpiece that I was meant to be? Yeah, masking out the flaws, breaking all the rules, breaking all the laws. Oh, the layers of the night keep stacking up. Pour another dream into the empty cup, blending all the modes, multiply the fears, washing out the canvas with silent tears. Save as a ghost. Who is the one that I'm missing the most? Grid lines guiding me back to the start, designing the edges of a broken heart. Oh, the layers of the night keep stacking up. Pour another dream into the empty cup, blending all the modes, multiply the fears, washing out the canvas with silent tears. Just an empty space, just a quiet room, sweeping up the clouds with a digital broom. Good night to the screen. Undo the past, step backward, listen to the jazz chords playing in my head. Made a mistake on the timeline of my life, cut it all away with the digital knife. I wish I had a shortcut for the things I said, playing back the echoes inside my bed. Selected the wrong path, filled it with regret, trying to delete the things I can't forget. A heavy saturation on the memories we had, making all the good times look a little sad. Feather the edges, make it all smooth, trying to find a way to get back in the groove. I'm hitting the keys, but nothing responds. Broken all the ties, severed all the bonds. Control Z my thoughts, take it all back, reverse the damage on this lonely track. Control Z my heart, erase the mistake. How many redos can one spirit take? Step back, history panel. I duplicated layers of the lies you told. Now the file size is getting way too old. Memory is full, disk is scratching loud, lost in the data, floating in the cloud. I try to use the healing brush on the scars, but I'm just tracing constellations in the dark. The opacity is dropping, I'm fading out of sight, becoming transparent in the middle of the night. Undo the pain, undo the tears. I've been pressing these buttons for a couple of years, but real life doesn't have a history state. You just gotta move fate. The design, a glitch in the system that makes it all mine. I'll merge it all down, flatten the view, and start a new project without you. Undo the pain, undo the tears. I've been pressing these buttons for a couple of years, but real life doesn't have a history state. You just gotta move forward and accept the fate. Save changes, no, let it go. Close the window. Pure black, no light escapes, just the sound of the needle on the record. 6 zeros on the screen, reflecting my mood. Sitting in the silence, processing the food for thought. Yeah, it's getting pretty deep, counting all the deadlines instead of counting sheep. I sampled the color of the midnight sky. It matches the shadows underneath my eye. A perfect void, an absence of hue, a completely blank space where I once had you. No RGB values, no C on my K, just a solid block of nothing in my way. I drop a tool on the darkest part, trying to analyze the color of my heart. It's a perfect zero, absolute and cold, a digital story that remains untold. Hex code 000, drowning in the black. Walked into the dark and I'm never coming back. Hex code 000, nothing left to see, just the glowing monitor and lonely me. Try to add a gradient, a little bit of gray, but the darkness always seems to find a way to swallow up the pixels, eat up all the light. A monochromatic vision in the middle of the night. You were like a neon pink, flashing in my face, but you left the composition, left a hollow space. Now I'm scrolling through the swatches trying to find a spark, but I'm too comfortable living in the dark. Colors, turn it all around. Maybe the white is where the peace is found, but the black is so heavy, grounding me down. The quietest color in this noisy town. Hex code 000, drowning in the black. Walked into the dark and I'm never coming back. Hex code 000, nothing left to see, just the glowing monitor and lonely me. Just black. 000, quiet. Floating in between. Look right through me, I'm a ghost in the frame. I'm playing a completely different kind of game. Slider going down 50%. Wondering where all my solid confidence went. I'm blending with the background, losing my shape. Trying to find a border, trying to escape. But I'm translucent, a whisper in the wind. A faded memory of where I have been. Not quite invisible, not quite real. I'm numb to the touch, but I still know how to feel. Hovering above the background layer of life, cutting through the tension with the burnt knife. Opacity 50, I'm fading away. Half in the night, half in the day. Opacity 50, see through soul. Trying to find a way back to feeling whole. Put a Gaussian blur on the world outside. Now it's just soft lights where I can hide. No sharp edges, no harsh lines. Reading between the faded signs. You try to focus on me, but I'm too soft. A floating particle in a dusty loft. I'm a watermark on someone else's art, playing a very, very tiny part. In this crowded cloud, I like the safety of being halfway there. A delicate presence in the midnight air. Opacity 50, I'm fading away. Half in the night, half in the day. Opacity 50, see through soul. Trying to find a way back to feeling progress bar moving slowly, but it's moving. Yeah. Found menu, scroll down, hit export. The end of the session, the final report. It's been a long night of shifting the views, paying my dues, fighting the blues. I compress the files to a smaller size, wipe the exhaustion right out of my eyes. The render is starting, calculating the time, taking all the chaos and making it rhyme. Frame by frame, the future is built, washing away the heavy layers of guilt. I did what I could, I gave it my all, ready to answer the morning call. Exporting tomorrow, leaving tonight, rendering the shadows into the light. Exporting tomorrow, finalizing the dream, riding the wave of the digital stream. Yeah, let it render. Watch the bar fill up. Format is set, the resolution is high. Looking out the window at the changing sky. The purple and orange are bleeding in. A brand new day is about to begin. I pack up the hard drive, shut down the screen. The quietest moment that I've ever seen is done, is finished, it's out of my hands. Sending my work to the faraway lands. Takes a whole lot of endurance from the heart, but I push through the errors, I push through the lag, carrying my dream. The screen goes black, finally. Just the sound of the cork in the city outside. Grid lines fading from my tired eyes, swapping neon lights for the evening skies. Heavy shoulders dropping as I pour the glass, watching all the golden liquid smoothly pass from the bottle to the crystal, catching the glow. Taking off the armor, letting myself slow down to a rhythm that the streetlights hum. Feeling all the flavors on the tip of my tongue. A perfect composition in the dining room, sweeping out the stress with the quiet broom. No more vector paths, no more busier curves, just the quiet comfort that my soul deserves. Swirling around the amber, letting it breathe. Taking off the mask, uncovering underneath. Sipping on the quiet, tasting all the gold. Warming up the edges that were feeling cold. Amber liquid pouring, washing out the gray. A toast to the survivor of another heavy day. Yeah, let it settle. Breathe in the oak, sizzling on the pan, a little butter and thyme. Creating a masterpiece, escaping the grind. Plating up the dinner like a work of art, feeding all the hunger in my weary heart. The savory notes hitting like a perfect chord. This is my sanctuary, this is my reward. I don't need a crowd, I don't need the praise, just a heavy pour and the candlelight's haze. Aligning all the spices, finding the right tone. A beautiful dinner party, sitting all alone. They say the city never sleeps, but I need to rest. Extracting all the beauty from the heavy test. A pinch of sea salt on a bitter afternoon. Dancing with my shadow underneath the moon. Every single bite is a melody played. Enjoying all the colors that my own hands made. Sipping on the quiet, tasting all the gold. Tasting all the gold. Warming up the edges that were feeling cold. Amber liquid pouring, washing out the gray. A toast to the survivor of another heavy day. One more sip, the wireframes are gone, just me and the night. Setting the table, one fork, one knife, a canvas made of porcelain. Fresh basil leaves on the top of the dish, a silent realization of a simple wish. I've been formatting data since the morning came. Now I'm formatting flavors in a different game. The olive oil dripping like a golden tear, washing out the echoes that were in my ear. A splash of red wine in the simmering sauce, taking back the moments that I felt I lost. The aroma is rising, filling up the space, putting all the hurried thoughts back in their place. Curating the spices, mixing up the blend, a delicious message that I wanna send to the girl in the mirror who was working so hard, dealing every hand from a difficult card. Midnight plating, styling up the soul, taking broken pieces and making them whole. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of spice, melting all the tension like a block of ice. crispy on the edge, stepping right back from the dangerous ledge, dipping in the center where the flavor is deep, a temporary promise that I'm going to keep. I'm a culinary artist in this tiny flat leaf, and all the deadlines on the welcome mat. No clients to please, no revisions to make, just the perfect temperature for the oven to bake. Garnishing the moment with a quiet peace, watching all the daytime anxiety cease. Contrast is everything, sweet and the sour, reclaiming the magic in the midnight hour. The visual balance of the green and the red, quieting the voices inside of my head. I, with my eyes, before I take a bite, swallowing the beauty of the Brooklyn night. Midnight plating, styling up the soul, taking broken pieces and making them whole. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of spice, melting all the tension like a block of ice. The plate is empty, the heart is full. Good night. Peel the foil, twist the screw, pop. Yeah, yeah. Deep burgundy velvet swirling in the glass, watching all the traffic on the avenue pass. I'm loosening the collar, kicking off the shoes, dialing down the volume on the evening news. A heavy kind of vintage from a better year, clearing up the vision, making it so clear. I've been stacking up the layers, masking all the pain, running through the subway in the pouring rain. But here in the kitchen, the lighting is dim, floating on the surface, learning how to swim, breathing in the tannins, letting them expand, holding on to something I can understand. The geometry of living is a complex shape, but right now I'm finding a liquid escape. Uncork the layers, let the spirit breathe, find the hidden comfort hiding underneath. A heavy drop of crimson on the tired tongue, singing all the melodies that remain unsung. Yeah, let it sit. Let it oxidize. The sharp cheddar cheese on a wooden board, gathering the fragments that I had ignored, pairing up the savory with the dark and sweet, finding out the rhythm for my weary feet. I measure out the portions, keeping it precise. A solitary dinner is a throw of the dice, but tonight I am winning, hitting every mark, lighting up a candle in the Brooklyn dark. No screen to dictate how I ought to feel, just the undeniable magic of a quiet meal. Each sip is a chapter, a story in the mouth, washing all the northern winds to the south. It grounds me to the floorboards, roots me in the soil, a beautiful reward for the hours of toil. Uncork the layers, let the spirit breathe, instructions, throw them away. Cook by feeling. Chopping up the garlic, finding my own beat. Dancing in my socks on the cold kitchen fleet. The sizzling of the onion is a hi-hat roll, bringing back the rhythm to my empty soul. I've been rendering graphics for 14 hours straight. Now I'm dropping pasta on a ceramic plate. The boiling of the water bubbles popping loud, stepping right out of the digital cloud. A pinch of black pepper, a sprinkle of salt, locking all the stress inside a heavy vault. No undo button when you overcook the meat. Just gotta improvise, keep it on the beat. I'm blending up the colors in the frying pan, doing it the only way that I know I can. This is the recipe for the overworked mind, leaving all the pixels and the vectors behind. A tablespoon of freedom, a cup of pure delight, cooking up a remedy in the middle of the night. Mix it up, stir it round. I pour a little IPA, golden and bright, washing down the bitter with the heavy bite. The crunch of the crust, the melting of the cheese, finally feeling a gentle evening breeze. I've been curating feeds, building up a brand. Now I'm holding something real inside my hand. The geometry of flavor hitting every zone, sitting like a queen on a solitary throne. It's a simple kind of luxury, making my own food, completely elevating my tired out mood. Dinner could save a heavy day, chasing all the lingering storm clouds away. The steam is rising up, carrying the weight of perfectly designed, beautifully plated. This is the recipe for the overworked mind, leaving all the pixels and the vectors behind. A tablespoon of freedom, a cup of pure delight, cooking up a remedy in the middle of the night. Fridge is humming, the glass is raised to us, to me. Wiping down the counter, the kitchen is clean. The most peaceful setting that I've ever seen. The warmth in my stomach, the haze in my head, thinking about the comfort and softness of my bed. I gave it all I had, I didn't run away. I faced all the challenges of the brutal day. Now I'm holding up the remnants of my favorite wine, looking at the skyline, knowing I am fine. The city is a masterpiece of concrete and glass, watching the reflection of the headlights pass, saving the progress, saving my soul, filling up the pieces of the empty hole. A quiet celebration, an intimate affair, breathing out the tension into the midnight air. This is the final toast, raising up the glass, letting all the heavy burdens pass. Control S on the evening, locking in the peace, feeling all the chaotic frequencies cease. Cheers to survival. The aftertaste of cherry, a hint of dark wood, reminding me that living is actually pretty good when you take the time to notice, take the time to sit, learning how to navigate, learning how to fit inside your own skin without an audience, building up an inner kind of confidence. I didn't need a reservation at a fancy place, I just needed time and a quiet little space to feed my own spirit, to cater to my mind, leaving the demanding expectations far behind. blank white page, another performance on the digital stage. But tonight the curtain's down, the theater is dark, and I've got a glowing, quiet little spark to keep me company until the morning light. Everything is beautiful, everything is right. This is the final toast, raising up the glass, letting all the heavy, heavy burdens pass. Control S on the evening, locking in the peace, feeling all the chaotic frequencies cease. File save, glass empty, lights out. Too bright, pull the covers up, just 5 more hours. Laser beams cutting through the bedroom blinds, piercing through the curtains in my fragile mind. My head is pounding like an 808 kick. Every single movement makes me feel a little sick. The room is spinning on a tilted axis, paying for the night like a heavy set of taxes. I think I left my jacket on the avenue. I don't even know how I made it back to you or back to me in this empty space, laying on the pillow with the messy face. The gravity is pulling at a double rate. I'm anchored to the mattress by my own dead weight. A blurry text message that I shouldn't have sent, wondering where all my good intentions went. Unforgiving sunbeams burning out my eyes, looking at the ceiling, analyzing all the lies I told myself last night at 2:45. Now the morning after is catching up to me. Let the headache ring. I need to find a button for the brightness down, the loudest, most obnoxious little room in town. My mouth is like a desert, completely out of sand, trying to find my glasses with the shaky hand. I scroll through the photos, what a big mistake. Looking at the evidence, making my heart ache. We ordered another round and another two, painting all the memories in a blurry blue. Now I'm paying the invoice with the heavy toll. Total system failure in my tired soul. The gravity is pulling at a double rate. I'm anchored to the mattress by my own dead weight. A blurry text message that I shouldn't have sent, wondering where all my good intentions went. Unforgiving sunbeams burning out my eyes, looking at the ceiling, analyzing all the lies I told myself last night at 2:45. Now the morning after is catching up to me. Close the blinds, shut the world away. I refuse to participate in this day. I'll wrap myself in cotton, hide inside the dark, until I find a tiny little glowing spark of energy to get up and wash my face. But right now I am stuck inside this heavy place. Unforgiving sunbeams burning out my eyes, looking at the ceiling, analyzing all the lies I told myself last night at 2:45. Now the morning after is catching up to me. Just block the light, to sleep. One step, two steps. The floor is freezing. Throw the blanket off, making the descent. Walk into the kitchen like a punishment. The wooden floorboards creaking underneath my feet. A sluggish little rhythm, a broken kind of beat. My tongue is made of sandpaper, throat is made of dust. Moving like a machine that is covered up in rust. I just need a liquid, anything will do, to wash away the taste of the midnight crew. I open up the door, the holy glowing light, the only thing that's saving me from last night. Condensation dripping on the plastic frame. I'm so dehydrated, I forgot my name. Searching for the bottle in the chilly air, the answer to a desperate morning prayer. Oasis in the fridge, saving my life. Cutting through the fever with the cooling knife. A liter of the water, drinking it all down. The finest little miracle in Brooklyn town. That's better. Ice cold, swallowing the remedy, splashing on my chin, washing out the traces of the midnight sin. The headache is a drummer playing out of time, but the water is a rhythm, a soothing paradigm. I find a little aspirin hiding on the shelf, trying to reconstruct my shattered little self. 2 pills for the rhythm, 1 for the regret. Trying to erase the things I want to forget. Leaning on the counter, staring at the wall, waiting for the heavy pounding in my head to fall. Is dropping in my overheated veins, washing out the poison, loosening the chains. It's a simple kind of magic, H2O and ice. Paying for the party at a very heavy price, but this right here is heaven in a plastic cup. Slowly, very slowly, I am waking up. Oasis in the fridge, saving my life. Cutting through the fever with the cooling knife. A liter with the water, drinking it all down. The finest little miracle in Brooklyn town. One more glass, take a breath. I will survive. Oh dear, error, file not found. Staring at the ceiling, trying to hit refresh, but everything is tangled in a messy mesh. I close my eyes and try to see the avenue, but all I get is static and a flash of blue. Did we go to the diner at the end of the street? I remember the neon and the heavy beat. I remember laughing till I couldn't breathe, but there's a missing file underneath. A gap in the timeline, a corrupted cache, a memory burned up in the sudden flash. I'm piecing it together like a puzzle game, but none of these puzzle pieces look the same. Fragmented data data floating in my mind, searching for the folders that I left behind. A skipping record playing in an empty hall. I'm trying to decode it, trying to catch it all. Corrupted cache, recover in the night, struggling to find the pieces in the morning light. A blurry resolution, pixelated view, trying to remember what I said to you. Think hard. What happened after 2? I checked the group chat, looking for a clue. A picture of a cocktail and the blurry shoe. I guess we took a taxi to the other side. A chaotic journey on a midnight ride. My brain is buffering, spinning on a wheel, trying to separate the fiction from the real. I send a long paragraph, deleting it so fast. The digital confession that was never meant to last. Now the anxiety is mixing with the pain. A thunderstorm rolling through my empty brain. Just let it be and move on. Some nights are meant to vanish in the hazy air. A secret that the universe doesn't want to share. I'll format the drive, wipe it all clean, and pretend the blurry moments were just a dream. Corrupted cache, recover in the night, struggling to find the pieces in the morning light. A blurry resolution, pixelated view, trying to remember what I said to you. System reboot required, letting it go, fade to black. Delivery app, scroll down, double order. I don't wanna sell it, I don't want the green. I need the heaviest meal that I have ever seen. Opening the app with the heavy blurry eyes, searching for the carbs that will help me touch the sky. Pizza with the pepperoni, extra on the cheese. Bring it to my doorstep, hurry up please. I need the grease to coat my fragile little nerves, the kind of therapy my hangover deserves. No counting the calories, no looking at the scale. I'm a shipwrecked sailor and I lost my sail. I need the comfort food to anchor me down, to keep me from drowning in this dizzy town. Waiting by the buzzer, listening for the ring. A paper bag arriving like a gift from a king. The smell of the garlic, the warmth in the box, fixing all the broken little interlocks. Greasy therapy, healing up the soul, taking all the broken pieces, making them whole. A slice of salvation on a paper plate, biting through the sorrow and the heavy weight. Yeah, comfort food, soul medicine. Sitting on the carpet, crossing up my legs, I'm peeling back the layers that the headache begs. The cheese is melting over all my bad mistakes. The salty crust is curing all my inner aches. A sip of the soda, the bubbles hit the spot. I'm untying the complicated mental knot. It's a temporary fix, but it works so well, lifting up the spirit from the hangover hell. I'm forgiving myself for the shots that I took, writing a new chapter in this messy book. disaster in a wrinkled dress, but the warmth in my stomach is a gentle hug, sweeping all the regrets right under the rug. I'm finding my balance a slice at a time, turning this punishment into a rhyme. Greasy therapy, healing up the soul, taking all the broken pieces and making them whole. A slice of salvation on a paper plate, biting through the sorrow and the heavy weight. Empty box, full heart, feeling a little better. It's 4 p.m. The headache is gone. Time to live again. Finally peeling myself off the living room floor. I don't feel like a total zombie anymore. Walking to the bathroom, turning on the stream, washing off the remnants of the fever dream. The hot water hitting like a waterfall, washing down the toxins right down the hall. I watch the soapy bubbles take the pain away. I'm finally ready to participate in the day. The fog is lifting up, the vision is clear. I'm saying goodbye to the morning fear, wrapping up the towel, looking in the glass, watching the darkest of the shadows pass. Putting on a clean shirt, brushing up the hair, breathing in the fresh and the crispy evening air. The sun is going down, painting Brooklyn gold. I'm feeling brand new, I'm feeling pretty bold. Reboot sequence officially complete. Got the rhythm back in my dancing feet. The hangover vanished, leaving me behind a fully operational, a functional mind. We back online. All systems go. I open up the window, let the breeze come in, forgiving myself for the weekend sin, because not running away is what leaves me behind. I faced the headache and I freed my mind. I didn't hide away, I rode out the storm, and now I am back to my original form. I put a little record on, set a little vibe, ready to rejoin the human tribe. The night is still young, though I learned my lesson well. No more heavy drinking, no more hangover hell. Well, maybe just a glass of wine, nothing too extreme. Stepping right back into the living stream. But the destination sweet, standing on my own two steady little feet. Every single mistake is a lesson to learn, a heavy kind of bridge that you have to burn, but the ashes are clear, the system is new. I'm ready for whatever this night wants to do. Reboot sequence officially complete. Got the rhythm back in my dancing feet. The hangover vanished, leaving me behind a fully operational, a functional mind. Ready to go, clear cache, hello world. Hand on the brass now. It feels like 100 pounds. Taking a deep breath. Let the rendering begin. I turned off the AC. I put on my shoes, tighten the laces with nothing to lose. The hallway is quiet, the elevator is slow. Where Where is the courage that I used to know? My studio was safe, my studio was dark, but my stomach is empty, I need a new spark. I check my reflection, the contrast is low. A walking disaster, putting on a slow show. I'm pushing the heavy door out to the street, dragging the weight of my own 2 feet. The air hits my face like a physical wall. I'm bracing myself, I'm trying not to fall. Just 1 block away, maybe 2 or 3, searching for the soup that will set me free. The physical world is too loud and too bright. I'm missing the comfort of the silent night. Crossing the threshold of the living today, pushing the hangover shadows away. Squinting my eyes at the overexposed light, walking through the morning to finish the fight. Threshold of the living, I'm making a stand, holding my survival right in my hand, step by step. Don't look at the sun, the pixels are sharp, the resolution is high. I'm wearing my sunglasses under the sky. The yellow caps blur like a streak on a screen, the most chaotic painting that I've ever seen. I'm dodging the tourists, avoiding the cracks, trying to cover up my digital tracks. My head is a drum kit playing out of time, but moving forward is the only paradigm. I focus my vision on the end of the block, racing against the invisible clock. I need the warm broth to reset my brain, to wash out the static and wash out the rain. They say you shouldn't run from the mess that you made, so I'm walking straight into the bright promenade. It takes a lot of effort just to exist, cutting through the heavy, invisible mist. I'm a low battery device on the move, trying to find my way back to the groove. Crossing the threshold of the living today, pushing the hangover shadows away. Squinting my eyes at the overexposed light, walking through the morning to finish the fight. Threshold of the living, I'm making a stand, holding my survival right in my hand. Keep walking, almost there, don't turn back. Look down, just watch the pavement, avoid the cracks. The sidewalk is shining, reflecting the glare. A heavy humidity hangs in the air. I'm walking a tightrope of concrete and stone, feeling so crowded but feeling alone. The noise of the siren is piercing my ear, a sudden reminder of the atmosphere. I map out the route in my dizzying mind, leaving the safety of the blankets behind. Every single footstep is shaking the ground. I'm completely surrounded by the heavy sound, but I'm on a mission, I can't hit rewind. I have to leave the corrupted data behind. Navigation set to the nearest cafe. I'm ignoring the colors of the bustling day. Just keep the momentum, don't stop the flow. There is only one direction that I can go. Concrete glare, blinding my view, trying to format my system anew. Walking through the fire to get to the cure, the only intention that is perfectly pure. Concrete glare, heat on the street, following the rhythm of my aching feet. delicate sight. I nod to the neighbor who is walking his dog. I'm speaking to him through a mental fog. The grid of the city's pulling me in, a geometric maze where I cannot win unless I arrive at the destination soon. I'm fading away in the afternoon. My stomach is warring, demanding a peace, waiting for the chaotic trembling to cease. Just a few more corners, a few more signs, reading between these invisible lines. I could have stayed inside and withered away, but I chose to participate in the day. It's a painful process, dragging the shell, walking right out of my personal hell. The glare is a spotlight exposing the flaw. Beautiful struggle, completely raw. Concrete glare, blinding my view, trying to format my system anew. Walking through the fire to get to the cure, the only intention that is perfectly pure. Concrete glare, heat on the street, following the rhythm of my aching feet. I see the sign, neon glowing in the day, almost safe. The bell chimes, air conditioning, sanctuary. I push through the glass, the bell makes a sound. The safest location that I could have found. The air is so cool it drops by 10 degrees. I whisper to the waiter, table for one please. He leads me to the booth in the very far back, a cozy little corner away from the track. I slide on the vinyl, releasing the weight, escaping the grip of a terrible fate. The menu is heavy, a beautiful UI, listing all the options that money can buy. I already know what my system requires to put out the raging internal fires. A symphony of plates clattering in the back, putting my broken reality back on track. The smell of the spices, the steam in the room, sweeping away the hangover gloom. Table for one, I'm claiming my space, slowing down the rhythm of the rat race. Ordering a remedy, waiting for the heal, the magical power of a solitary meal. Table for one, hidden in the shade, fixing all the errors that my body made. Take a breath, wipe the sweat, safe zone. I'm tracing the water drops on my cold glass, watching the minutes so peacefully pass. No need for a conversation, no need to smile. I'm checking out the reality for a little while. The people around me are talking so fast, but I'm just an anchor tied to the mast, a quiet observer in a noisy sea. Just me and my terrible history. The waiter approaches, holding a prize, a beautiful vision for my tired eyes. The geometry of comfort in a porcelain bowl, a direct delivery to my empty soul. Sometimes the bravest thing you can ever do is admit that you're broken and need a rescue. It doesn't take an army, it doesn't take a friend, just a quiet corner where repair the broken things mend. I'm taking my time, analyzing the view, rebuilding the architecture, starting anew. Table for one, I'm claiming my space, slowing down the rhythm of the rat race, ordering the remedy, waiting for the heal, the magical power of a solitary meal. Table for one, hidden in the shade, fixing all the errors that my body made. Thank you. Yes, extra napkins, please. Perfect. The steam rises, fogging up the glasses. The reboot begins. The silver spoon dipping into the gold, warming up the places that were feeling cold. The first drop of liquid hitting the tongue, a beautiful melody perfectly sung. The spices, a fire that burns out the pain, a sudden umbrella in the pouring rain. I close my tired eyes and I take it all in, forgiving myself for the midnight sin. The broth is a potion, a chemical code, lightening the weight of the heavy load. I can feel my fingers, I can feel my toes, the chaotic energy slowly slows. Unzipping the files of my energy now, wiping the cold sweat right off of my brow. The slow installation of life in my veins, breaking the locks and breaking the chains. Liquid salvation, spoonful of grace, bringing the color right back to my face, melting the headache, soothing the mind, leaving the desperate hours behind. Liquid salvation, fixing the glitch, flipping the heavy, impossible switch. Taste the spice, let it work. I add a little pepper, I squeeze in the lime. I'm totally focused, taking my time. The noodles are a pathway back to the light, a perfect conclusion to a terrible night. The background music is starting to fade, I'm lost in the masterpiece that the kitchen made. Every single bite is a health bar restored. I'm laying down my heavy imaginary sword. The tension in my shoulders is melting away. I'm actually ready to handle the day. A culinary reset, a magical blend, a delicious message that I needed to send. No complicated software, no digital trick, just a simple recipe to cure the sick. The oldest tradition in the history of man, healing the body with a pot and a pan. I'm scraping the bottom, drinking the rest, passing the ultimate hangover test. Liquid salvation, spoonful of grace, bringing the color right back to my face, melting the headache, soothing the mind, leaving the desperate hours behind. Liquid salvation, fixing the glitch, flipping the heavy, impossible switch. illusions I had. The glare is just light and setting the scene. Everything is suddenly looking so clean. I take off the sunglasses, open my eyes, looking right up at the beautiful skies. The rhythm of Brooklyn is making some sense. I'm stepping right down from the defensive fence. The food was a battery, charging me up. I drank all the courage right out of the cup. I'm walking with purpose, changing the stride. No longer looking for a place to hide. The system is humming, the fans are all cool. I'm no longer playing the part of the fool. I faced the discomfort, I didn't retreat. And now I am conquering this noisy street. Breathing normal again, feeling my chest. I finally conquered the physical test. Walking back home with a smile on my face, reclaiming my power, reclaiming my space. Breathing normal again, the rhythm is right. Ready to step back into the light. Yeah, look at me now. For help. The buildings are canvases waiting for art. I'm feeling the beat of my own steady heart. I notice the details I missed on the way. The beautiful chaos of a typical day. The subway is rumbling under my feet. A driving bass line keeping the beat. I'm planning the projects I finish tonight. The future is looking exceptionally bright. I conquered the morning, defeated the pain. I washed out the colors that washed down the drain. A simple excursion to heal up the core. Now I am ready for a whole lot more. Because not running away is the only rule. A philosophy learned in a difficult school. Even when the body is begging to quit, you gotta stand up, you gotta commit to finding the cure, to doing the work, no matter how hard the anxieties lurk. Breathing normal again, feeling my chest. I finally conquered the physical test. Walking back home with a smile on my face, reclaiming my power, reclaiming my space. Breathing normal again, the rhythm is right. Ready to step back into the light. Back to the studio.